All right, let's dive into one of the tarot's most powerful figures, the Queen of Pentacles. She's this incredible master of the material world, a symbol of nurturing power, and she's all about grounded earthly success. So what does that really look like? Let's get into it.
But before we really break her down, I want you to just take a second and think about this. What does true abundance actually feel like? I'm not just talking about having a lot of money in the bank. I mean that deep feeling of security, of comfort, that sense that you have everything you truly need. Well, that feeling, that's her home turf. That's the Queen of Pentacles.
Okay, so let's meet her in her prime, right? When she shows up upright in a reading, we're talking about the nurturing queen. She's this powerful, grounded matriarch who has literally built her own kingdom of comfort and success.
And what makes her so special is this incredible blend of qualities. It's not just about being wealthy, she's grounded. It's not just about being successful, she's nurturing. It's this mix of strength and softness that's her superpower, you know? She's got this practical, no-nonsense vibe, but she pairs it with real kindness. She's financially independent for sure, but her home is warm and welcoming. It's not just about having it all, it's about balancing it all perfectly.
So at her core, the Queen of Pentacles is really about an energy, or maybe a person in your life, who gets things done with a steady, sensible, and generous spirit. She's the one who built her entire world with her own two hands, and you know what? She's more than happy to share the wealth.
Okay, so that sounds great in theory, right? But how does this powerful, nurturing energy actually show up in real life? Let's break down how it can manifest in some of the most important areas.
Let's start with love and relationships. When the Queen's energy is here, it is all about security and building a genuinely beautiful life with someone.
I mean, this is basically the blueprint for a healthy partnership. You've got confidence, you've got loyalty, and you're both enjoying the good things in life together. And hey, if you're single, she's a huge reminder that you've already built a fantastic life for yourself. So why settle? You don't need anyone who doesn't add to that. You can and should be selective because you absolutely deserve a solid, supportive partner.
All right, now we're getting to the area where she really shines, career and finances. Her practical, successful nature, it's a total game changer here.
Honestly, if you see this card in a career reading, that is a fantastic sign. It's pointing to success that's built on real capability and solid organization. And financially, we're talking true independence. The kind where you have the money to enjoy nice things, but you have the wisdom to invest in quality, not just flashy junk. You could almost call it the original quiet luxury vibe. But her power doesn't just stop with money and work. Not at all. It goes deeper into how we care for ourselves, our bodies, our health, and even our spiritual side. When it comes to health, she is a huge advocate for practical self-care. It's not complicated. Good health comes from eating well, moving your body. Simple. And spiritually, her message is just as clear. Trust yourself. Trust your gut. You have this natural wisdom, this deep inner knowing, maybe even a healing touch. It's all about being grounded in your own spiritual power and just owning it. Okay, but every powerful archetype has a shadow side, right? So what happens when all that amazing, grounded, nurturing energy gets twisted or neglected? Well, that's when we meet the Queen's shadow self.
And the shift is, well, it's dramatic. The generous, loyal person becomes mean-spirited and disloyal. The successful, organized professional becomes chaotic and a failure. The prosperous creator ends up in poverty. It is a complete 180-degree flip of everything she stands for.
The root of all this? A total loss of grounding. See, without that practical, sensible core, everything else just collapses. This energy could show up as something like laziness and neglect, or, in its most extreme forms, it can get way darker. Jealous, manipulative, even dangerous. So let's look at how this chaotic energy can really mess things up, turning that beautiful kingdom into a total ruin.
Starting again with love, that secure, nurturing partner we talked about, yeah, she's gone. Now we're talking about a source of turmoil and pain.
This is a massive red flag. The relationship might be full of insecurity, jealousy, possessiveness. Maybe you're just bored and stuck in a rut. It can point to a partner who's lazy, manipulative, or even a cheater. And for singles, it's a huge warning against getting into a relationship for the wrong reasons, like looking for a sugar daddy or mommy. It's basically telling you to be careful. That charming person might not be who they seem. And of course, in work and money, the Shadow Queen's influence is just as disastrous. Now this could be pointing a finger at you. Maybe you're becoming disorganized, unreliable, just plain bad at business.
Or it could be a warning about someone else, that overly ambitious, mean-spirited colleague you need to keep an eye on. Financially, it can mean anything from straight-up financial dependence and poverty to being overly materialistic or even hoarding money.
And we have to talk about its most extreme meaning. At its worst, this card can signify some really dangerous stuff. We're talking exploitation or someone using their gifts for dark, manipulative practices. It's a really stark reminder of just how far this beautiful, nurturing energy can fall when it goes wrong.
Okay, so we've seen the light and we've seen the shadow. The big question now is, how do we actually bring that positive, nurturing, and abundant, upright queen energy into our own lives?
Well, here's a pretty clear roadmap. Step 1 is physical. Nurture your body and your home. Prioritize self-care, good food, create a secure space for yourself. Then, it's about the mental. Set practical goals. Approach your problems with a sensible, no-nonsense plan. Next, connect with your own wisdom. Trust your instincts, your natural abilities. And finally, it's all about relationships. Be generous and loyal. Build your prosperity on a foundation of secure, supportive connections. You do these things, and you become your own Queen of Pentacles. And that really brings us to the final thought here. Every single day, we're making choices, right? Choices that either lead us toward security or chaos, toward generosity or meanness, toward prosperity or poverty. So the question I want to leave you with is this: which queen are you feeding today? The nurturing creator or the shadow of neglect? The choice, as it always is yours.